story time. But first, before story time, I want to thank you for hitting the subscribe button. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for watching at least 30 seconds of each advertising placed in here so I can get paid. I just want to thank you for being a friend, as wise women once said. Deadlines. Somebody brought this up. It might have been Charlie. It might have been somebody else. Who knows? How do I deal with the pressure of deadlines? I guess the easiest answer would be, it's awful. I can't. I shut down. I'm overwhelmed. But that's not true. I'm usually pretty good with deadlines. Usually, if I have a project and there's a deadline of it, I'm going to push right to that deadline. But I'm going to try to, say my deadline is the last day of the month. And let's say this month has 31 days. I kind of go, okay, let me go. I have, 30 days to write this piece. And I have 30,000 words left. So I just got to do 1,000 words a day, and I hit the deadline. So that's not bad. I usually will finish it by about the 28th. I get a little bit ahead each day. There might be a day or two where I don't write. I get a little stressed on those days. Life gets in the way. But otherwise, I'm usually hitting it a day or two early. That's always been the goal. But not the... Hold on. Stop! Cat ripping up the couch. And I'm leaving that in. So while I'll go, hey, I just need 1,000 words and I can finish this project. I also look and I go, if I get it done a couple days earlier, I'm happy. It's not what I'm pushing for. It just happens that way. So that for me lets me know I can do this. When you're first starting out as a writer and you want to finish something, whether it's a flash fiction piece, a short story, a novella, a novel, whatever, finishing that thing is so important because it's good for the ego. And it's also good to show yourself, to show your brain, I can do this. I can finish a project. Even if that project is awful, even if that will never see the light of day, as long as it's done. And I think that's important. And I think it's that dopamine kick of, I just finished something. I've completed another task. And even though I've had 500 stories in my career published, it's still a hit. It's still, as soon as, and I don't care if I write, last weekend, I wrote a 300-word flash fiction piece. And then the rest of the day, I was like, I hit a deadline. I hit a goal. This thing was due. I found it. I'm like, wow, this thing is due like Tuesday. What idea do I have for this? Boom, sat down, wrote it in like 20 minutes. Really enjoyed the story. Really enjoyed what I did. And sent it out. We'll see what happens. But that's the kind of thing that I like. Now, those things are under a deadline of, hey, if I write this, I can submit it. When you get an actual deadline where you have something that is due to a publisher, that is due because there's a window of opportunity for most publishers of when they are open to submissions. So those hard deadlines are things you really got to look at. There's a lot of stories that I don't write because I look and I go, like, I'll go through, do a trope, okay? And I'll go through there and I'll say, how many crime thriller short stories can I find to write something for? Either they're going to be themed or not. And a lot of times I'll find something that's open till the end of the month, open till the 31st. And it's, I got 2 weeks to go. And I'll say, do I have anything that fits? Because I have a ton of stories that have not been published. And once I clear out those, and again, a couple weeks ago, I sent out like 18 stories in a day. I spent the whole day just finding matches for things. But then you get to, okay, there's a couple here that have a specific theme, or word length is different, or just, I don't know if anything I have really fits in with what this magazine or this website is looking for. And then I got to sit down and write another story. And I don't write all those stories. I don't start all the stories. I pick one. This is the one that's in my head. Here's the deadline. If I can, it's the 15th, and if I can get this done by the 17th, 18th, 19th, let me pick another one. Let me pick another one. I might have 6 open tabs on my screen or more for these short story calls. And I'll kind of pick and choose, and I'll go, okay, I'm going to do this one next. And a lot of times I'll get 2 or 3 of those done. And a lot of times I'll get 1 of them done. And then there's other things that get in the way. So here's what's getting in the way right now for me. This is why as I'm recording this, I'm crazy stressed right now, okay? Crazy stressed. So stressed, in fact, that I didn't even do a Wednesday video this week. That's why I'm doing this one is a Friday video to kind of keep pace. I had a publisher, pretty big publisher, that was interested in my what I was originally calling a Southern Gothic noir thriller. That's a mouthful. Then when I finished the book, I realized there's really not Gothic and there's really not noir in this. It's just a Southern crime thriller or a Southern thriller. Think of S.A. Cosby. Think of Brian Pankowitz. Think of Ron Rash. Think of those kind of phenomenal authors, right? These are the writers I want to be when I grow up. But they contact me. They're like, "Listen, we've been following you, and we know who you are, and we would love to read that book." And I'm like, "That's awesome." Well, I have a conversation with them Tuesday night, and I realized they are looking for something with more of a horror bend to it. Okay, bent, whatever. And this book has no horror in it. This book is a straight Southern crime thriller. So I never told them the title. I never told them anything about it, but I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'll have it to you by the end of the month. I mean, the book is written. It's in the proper, it's 80,000 words, on and on. It's right now it's in beta. And I realize when I get off the phone with them, they're not going to accept that book. The book is great, if I do say so myself, but they're not going to take this book. And I've talked about this on a walk and talk, and I've talked about this on my YouTube live this past week. So this isn't anything completely new here. If you've been watching any of my other videos, this is kind of a rehash of a retelling. But this is on my mind. This is the most important thing. So bear with me. Then I realized, well, wait a minute. I have something that I started years ago, like 4 years ago, maybe. And it is a supernatural thriller, a Southern, maybe Gothic, I don't know, Southern supernatural thriller. I got 30,000 words into this thing. I knew it was going to be a longer book. I had no idea what I was going to do with it. At the time, I was thinking of a couple. Actually, at the time, I was thinking, I'm just going to self-publish this thing like I've self-published everything else. And then I stopped really writing horror stuff. I started really diving into the crime thriller stuff, and I put this on the back burner. I'm like, it had a good run. And then about a year ago, I realized, oh, you know what? This has the real good bones of a Southern crime thriller. Let me take the supernatural part out of this thing. Okay? So I rewrote, and I eliminated like 2.5 chapters of supernatural stuff, and I didn't like it. I thought stripping that part and stripping that whole thing, it just didn't read well, and so I just put it away again. So now Tuesday, I have this conversation, and I say to my wife, "Hey, good news, bad news. Good news is they really like me. I think if I give them something in their wheelhouse, I think I'm going to get published by these guys. There's an advance. There's marketing behind it. They're they do a ton of promotion and stuff. It's a great company, okay? And obviously, I'm not going to tell you the company because I don't want to jinx anything. And but it's not the right book for them, and they're only open probably once a year. You know, a lot of these companies are once a year. Okay, here's 30 days, 31 days, whatever, and we want to read every novel you have, and then we're going to pick 6 to 8 novels, kind of thing. And it also could be we're going to pick 6 or 8 novels, but not even for next year, maybe for the year after or the year after, kind of thing. Which means they're probably not even going to read next year. You know what I mean? They're reading for like 2 years worth of books. So that's a lot of pressure. So the deadline is for the end of this month. This book has to be done. Well, I'm 30,000 words into an 80,000 word book. I find the original. I pull it out, and I start Wednesday. I start going through, and I realize this is a much better story than I remembered. Okay, there's a couple of things here and there. Um, a couple of things that I'm like, I could definitely rewrite this better, and I'm rewriting some parts. Some lines are kind of hokey. I'm like, I'm trying to, as a writer, you're still learning. I've been doing this again almost 40 years. I've been a published author, 15 years as a full time author, but I'm always learning. There's always I can look at anything I wrote and go, you know what, I could do better. I've learned from reading, from talking to other writers, from just writing a million or 5 million words, whatever I've written in my career. You're always thinking of ways to do it better. So now as I'm editing this book, and again, it's like 10 chapters is done. That's it. It's like 30,000 words. So as I'm going through this thing, I'm kind of rewriting, not huge rewrite, not a throw everything out the window rewrite, but a line by line. How do I punch this up? How do I make this better? And I like the supernatural part of this. Okay, and so as I'm doing this, I'm kind of trying to come up with ideas of what goes past this because I don't know. Again, I got 10 chapters done. So I don't know what's coming next yet. And so today as I'm recording this, I should have the last 3 chapters edited. And then I got to write. So most of these companies want like the first 50 pages and then a synopsis of the entire book, including the ending. They don't want to go, oh, wait till you read the end. No, they want to know what the ending is of this book. So I got to do that. I got to do probably a 1 or 2 page on that, which is awful. So my deadline really is I'm recording this on the 14th. Okay, on the 31st, this book is due. The first 50 pages technically are due, which is already written. Especially when you send them, you do double space. So really, the first 25. So like the first 5 chapters are due by the end of the month. And the synopsis of the entire book. Well, I have to finish the entire book to know what happens. Or take a guess, and then I have an outline, and I got to write to an outline, and I hate that. So if I write 2,500 words a day or more, and don't take a day off for this entire month, then I should be able to finish the book, okay, by the end of the month. Send them that first 50 pages, send them the write-up, the synopsis of the book, anything else that they're looking for, okay? And then in the meantime, have these chapters edited. Okay. Beta readers. My wife is my first reader. She's already reading the first 10 chapters now. Um, because they could turn around 2 days later and go, "We love it. Give us the rest of the book." Well, the rest of that book's got to be done. So I'm pushing it, and I think at first I was like, "Well, I'll just skip this. I just won't do it." I just I blew it by not realizing that they were looking for something that I did not have. But then I also was like, "Well, they came to me." So what do I do? And I thought, you know what? I can do this deadline. I could do 50,000 words. I Mondo Con, I do 5,000 words a day. Why don't I have another little mini Mondo Con? You know what I mean? Why don't I just um, push through this week? If I just do some big days, don't worry about 2,500 words. Just worry about the next chapter and the next chapter. And these chapters are about 2,500 words, so I probably have about 20 chapters left or whatever it would be. I can do this. I can knock this out. So can I do it? Yes. Am I going to be totally completely stressed about this? Is this basically all I'm going to be talking about the next 2 weeks? Yes. I'm warning you now. I need to get this thing done and give it a shot. Now, here's the thing. I could finish this book and send it to them, and then the first week in September, they go, "Yeah, thanks, but no thanks." Okay, not a problem. But now I have a completed book. I can I can try to find an agent with, okay, or another publisher with. So it's not a bad thing. Uh, I would probably at that point sit on that book for a little bit and maybe go through another round of beta readers or an editor, something to make it the best book possible. Okay, no rush anymore. I'm not trying to put out a book a month anymore. I also still have King of the Mountain, my Southern crime thriller, that I will now start looking for an agent. Okay, so that will once this book is done this month, September. I told my beta readers, forget that book right now. We got to do this one. So once this one's done and then that one's done, I can start by the end of the year. I can start looking for agents. I've also started another book at MondoCon, which I did 15,000 words to start. And I also started playing around with another idea. Oh, those are both Southern crime thrillers. So I would like to have several books completed that I can pitch, to an agent, because you always hear the stories with agents of, "I like this. I can let me pitch to somebody, get this out there. What else do you have? Let me throw a couple of things out there." Or a publisher comes to you and says, "I love it. What else does this writer have?" And I want to be able to go, "Well, I have this and I have this and I have this. I have other things that I'm working on, that I have a pitch for, or I have a completed book for." So next year for me, and I say next year, October 1st starts my new writing year. For next year, I would like to just get these two books done. That's it. 160,000 words. Maybe do 140,000 words in short stories, because I love writing short stories, and just keep my name out there. And that's it. And then no more self-publishing, except what I have in the queue, in the pipeline already, which would be the 3 books with me and Tom Duffy, our last trilogy together. What else? Oh, Dying Days, Patient Zero will come out in September. So in a few weeks, another 3-4 weeks. I just got to get a cover done and whatnot. And that's a prequel to my Dying Days zombie series, and again, horror. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, I got to get things done, and that would be it. My short story collection will come out in November, And otherwise, I'm just going to be writing these books. And I have a deadline now. So everything else kind of pushed off the side. The short stories that I had started, a couple of short stories, are due, I think, in September. So I'm not worrying about it. You know what I mean? I'm not, like this one is, like this one's due. I can finish this. Realistically, I can finish this and then finish that one easily. I'll have a month. So not that big of a deal. Um, Wish me luck. Fingers crossed, all of that stuff. I will hopefully, when I do YouTube live for the next 2-3 weeks, I will be writing more, chatting less, and just filling my days not with as many naps, not with as much reading, working a little later. I like to go, hey, 5 o'clock, I'm done. That's it. Boom, boom, 9 to 5 today, or 10 to 5 today, whatever. Um, I'm stressed right now. I gotta be completely honest. I am stressed about this. I know I can do it. Okay, I've done it 100 times. I know I can do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Like I've already wasted a couple of days. I mean, I've done some edits on some chapters, but I really should be writing. That word count should be going up, and right now it's not. So after today, maybe probably this afternoon, I will start actually doing the writing on this thing. So wish me luck. Thank you for watching all my videos. Thank you for watching 30 seconds or more of the ads. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for comments. If you have any comments, anything about for me to do more writing videos, please hit me up. Let me know. I love doing these videos every Wednesday, every Sunday, the occasional Friday.